He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This, hopefully, is not another shooting show. We go to Salt Lake City, Utah, where the police say a fatal shooting overnight appeared to have been an accident. A 33-year-old man who had been drinking for several hours with his brother picked up a gun about 11:20. It went off while he was handling it. He died.
What a noob.
Yeah. Drunk, handling guns. What could go wrong?
Accidentally shot himself in the head. I have an idea of how this happened.
It's not loaded. See?
100% put it to his dome and pulled the trigger.
I have another story here closer to home. This doesn't involve a pistol, though. It's a knife, like a pocket knife. A Sioux Falls man was injured when he stabbed himself in the finger at a Taco Bell drive-thru. 47-year-old Andy Erickson was reaching into his pocket for change when his open pocket knife apparently stabbed him in the tip of his pinky finger. The Taco Bell employee at the drive-thru gave him extra napkins to help stop the flow of blood. He was not taken to a local hospital because he's not a bitch. Bleeding was eventually stopped with a tightly wound Band-Aid.
I want to mock you so bad, but I did the same thing. I did the same.
Yeah.
I bought a new knife and it has little wings on it, and I didn't realize that, and so I stuck my hand in my pocket, and then when I brought my hand back out, my hand grabbed one of the little wings and it pulled the blade out, and it went straight into my pinky finger. And I was at the pharmacy, so I went, can I get something for this? And they're like, oh yeah, shit. Bleeding all over the counter.
This knife, I have had this knife a long time. Like, I've had other nicer knives have come and gone. They either broke or I lost them. And it's just a Kershaw Brawler. Not fancy. It's like a $30, $40 knife. Nothing fancy. But it's my old standby. It's just the one I almost always have. It's not that sharp, but the tip is. The tip was sharp enough to cut me damn near to the bone. And I'm at the drive-thru. Power was out at our house again. And so my son and I, we were at Guitar Center to buy him a new guitar. So when I found that out, just stay as long as you want, dude. And then we hadn't eaten anything yet, couldn't cook anything at home, so we went to Taco Bell, the drive-thru, and I had like $4 in quarters in my pocket for some reason, and I wanted to unload some of them. And so I reached into my pocket, and I felt it. I'm like, ow, what the hell was that? Like, I'm used to reaching into my pocket with my pocket knife in there.
Yep.
But the blade's usually not out. And here's the dumb part. The blade is actually on, like, the other side, like, my knife is all the way to the back edge of my pocket or whatever,
Right.
And that's where the pointy part was, but I guess my pinky went there, or maybe it got twisted around in my pocket. I have no idea, but it bled like a son of a bitch. Let me tell you. Like crazy. Another pretty crazy story. This happened like a week ago or so. A Phoenix man was charged with shooting a Democratic office. And this is kind of I haven't read this entire story, and it's a very long one. But the interesting part was he had 250,000 rounds of ammo. Usually when there's a story, we're like, oh, he had 1,000 rounds of ammo. Whoa, what a stockpile he's got. No, dude had 250,000 rounds of ammo in his house.
And you forgot the best part, and a grenade launcher.
Oh, and the grenade launcher. Yeah, I kind of overlooked that.
Right, we're overlooking
the
grenade launcher.
Sorry, I don't know. I have heard of people who will shoot 100,000 rounds in a year, but having 250,000 on hand.
Right, and those few people are like Ben Stoeger or
right.
Graffel or Christian Seiler.
Like they've got a pallet of ammo they just buy every year or whatever.
Right, but the Maricopa County Superior Court on Wednesday said that the warrant at Kelly's home found 120 guns, 250,000 rounds of ammunition, body armor, and a grenade launcher.
There were apparently law enforcement officers surveilling him saw him placing signs that read, Dems kill Jews, Dems lie, never Harris, referring to Kamala Harris. The signs had razor blades and bags of white powder attached to them with the message, biohazard and fuck you. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, guess the poison.
Jesus.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
And the craziest part, if I'm reading this correctly, quoting Jason Squires, someone's attorney, you're talking about a retired aerospace engineer.
Yeah.
Like this, people kind of think that like, oh, only crazy people are dumb. It's like, no, sometimes they're actually like really smart.
Sometimes
to the point
they're really
of idiocracy.
Yeah. Sometimes they're so smart. That's why.
Yeah,
They're that way.
So yeah, this is the one time I wish the cops are like, yeah, we're just gonna get this back onto the market. Could you imagine 250,000 rounds? Like, hell
gosh.
yeah.
Okay. So there was we had a USPSA board meeting the other night, and it was a doozy. It was a dandy. Usually after we have meetings, there's not much to talk about because it's relatively boring. There was there were some notable things that happened. The two biggest ones, Ben Stoeger and Brett Whaley were reinstated. Their memberships were reinstated. They had been terminated back in 2022 because they said mean things about the board, and that was undone and fixed. So that's a thing that has happened, and some of the memes have been pretty funny, honestly.
Yep.
Some have been really funny. And honestly, even with that, I've seen there's some your guys's the Cornhusker Classic is going to be a USPSA match, but it's going to be a level 1.
Yep.
And I have a hard time disagreeing with that notion because
our sport isn't set up correctly to make upper level matches matter.
Not really.
And so that's an entire topic we can do another week.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we realized if we run it like a major, nothing changes for the shooter. Except for you might not get a match bump, but guess what? If Lane Grease or Christian Seiler or Nils Jonasson or JJ Rakaza or any of those guys show up, you're not getting a match bump. I don't give a shit who you are. You aren't getting a match bump. Like
the only thing I think that might affect that is if it's not a level 2, I don't know if the slots will count.
Right.
I think that's the only drawback of that. So, but for like Cornhusker, it's not a section match, so it doesn't matter.
Correct.
It's just a major non-section or state match, so it doesn't matter. And the only difference between a level 2 and a level 1 is you pay more money per shooter and you have to submit stages beforehand. That's the only difference.
Which is an annoying joke.
It is really an annoying joke because there's nothing that says we have to put them on the ground that way, or oftentimes they're changed completely. Like it won't even be the same stage at all.
If you've never used like Practice Sim or any of the other like electronic layout things, you can literally get the GPS like metrics of the thing. You can get your exact walls, and when you put it on the ground, it's gonna be different. It just will be. I don't know what it is about that mechanic, but that's how it always happens.
So there was that. We can come back to the other stuff under that.
Yep.
Because that's some Jeff crazy talk.
Hell yeah.
I want to stick with like the board meeting stuff, like so I can actually speak to that. It turns out I had an idea that others on the board liked without even really actually having the idea. It was a thing I said out loud. Ben Berry had this proposal to use the hitfactor.info high hit factors for the 23 and 24 series because they seem to make more sense, and they probably do. There were others on the board who were like, no, we don't want to use outside influences. I'm just going to be honest.
Data's good data.
There's a lot of butthurt on the board, and if it's not coming from someone's idea within the organization, it's bad. And I don't give a shit about any of this nonsense. I really don't. I just want the best ideas used. And so in the spirit of compromise, I was sort of thinking out loud saying, hey, yeah, like, I would rather we just not use these classifiers until we have a better system of determining the high hit factor, because clearly they're not correct. And they are affecting classifications either too high or too low or whatever. And they're a problem. And let's just remove the problem. And so then I never even thought of making the motion. And Jim Boom, like when the discussion sort of ended, he's like, I make a motion that we suspend the use of the 23 and 24 classifiers. And then there was discussion about how exactly to do that. So basically they went back to provisional like they were before they counted. Does that make sense?
To a degree, yeah. I'm like, so if it already counts for you, does it?
It still counts. Like, no, nothing's getting taken off your classification record. That's not happening. And any of them that were shot like this past weekend that would run overnight, well, when this comes out this morning with the overnight classification run, everything shot up through the 29th counts. After the 29th, you can still shoot them, but it's just going to collect data. It's not going to go to the classification record.
That's good.
It could retroactively, once that's established, you know, like when these provisional classifiers have been shot, or like when you and I shot the one at low cap Nats and it became a classifier, that score actually showed up in our record. After it became an official classifier. So going forward, they probably will retroactively, but like nothing's coming off anybody's classification record. So I got a few questions about that.
Well, yeah, but it does sound like the best solution for, you know, a motion 2 days ago, considering the Open Nationals champion shot like a 91% on the classifier. Yeah. And it's like, oh, that's not. Yeah,
that made me feel a lot better about my 65%. So that meant it would have been at, you know, somewhere in the neighborhood of A class probably.
Right, and again, at least it's an attempt at a solution. Sometimes we let the perfect get in the way of the good, and this is a good response to, oh, these aren't working like we mean them to. Here, let's
pause.
Back them off.
Yeah,
hit pause, and when we come back, we'll get it fixed.
Yep. So that was sort of the other more interesting thing. Jeff sent me a message about this and saying, do we want to touch this with a 10-foot pole? And I was like, yes, absolutely. And it actually was brought up by Alan, the managing director, the transgender policy, basically for what defines Lady Division, because there was a online petition circulated about, I don't recall what the wording of it was, and I couldn't find it when I was looking for it. But it's basically to, like a lot of sports are trying to do, and IPSC already has done this, to protect women in women's sports by not allowing men who become women to be allowed in that category, which in USPSA it's a category. It's not its own division. It's just sort of like women are over here. And right now it's defined in the rule book as whatever's on your driver's license. And in a lot of states that can be changed if you change the plumbing. So it's a thing they're going to address. I'm a big believer in protecting women's sports in this way. I think having dudes compete as women is incredibly unfair and stupid and should not happen. I can't think of the swimmer's name who got jobbed out of a national title because this dude competed as a woman and won it. It's even worse when it comes to contact sports, but anyway, and Jeff has different thoughts about this, but
my first response was, this seems like and stick with the analogy for a second. This feels like the KKK having a motion of like, hey, we need to ban black people from our meetings, because I didn't feel like there was a large trans participation in our sport, and I don't feel like they would be very welcome. I was actually informed that I was wrong about that by a friend of mine.
I bet you were wrong. Yeah.
I mean, I've gone to matches all around the country, and I've never met a trans person that I could remember that
you know
that shot USPSA. And as someone who's not a Republican, I can vouch for it is a bit of an intimidating place to be in when you are not part of the in group. So, but I was informed that I was incorrect, and there is actually a populations on the East Coast, or on the West Coast especially, and several on the East Coast that are actually getting quite good. That I think is what was explained to me is what started this conversation. Because again, to me, I'm like, I don't care, and so because it doesn't affect me, and I'm having a little bit of that bias against it
in the kickboxing sport. If a woman who is born a man, are they allowed to compete against
in Thailand
biological women?
In Thailand, yeah.
Okay. Do you think that's fair or correct or right?
Well, if we're going to use our contact sports as a go by, let's have weight divisions. Like, I think we should have like a victim weight and non-victim weight categories, because I'm 300 pounds and I'm competing against dudes like Steven who are like 160, 170.
Yeah.
Like, he's half of me. I think there should be weight classes and maybe height classes, because I'm 6'9". Like, low ports are low ports for me.
Wait, hold on. There isn't a weight class in your sport?
No, that's what I'm saying. There are weight classes in my sport that divide for safety reasons. So there is a conversation 100% about men versus women, but there's also like 125-pound man versus 125-pound woman. How much difference is there? There's a conversation to be had.
I would say there's still a pretty sturdy difference.
There's a difference, but jiu-jitsu in absolute divisions, you can compete. And so
you can, but you know what you're getting into with that.
Right, but we also play a sport that is based around a mechanical device. So it's kind of like how chess has a men's and women's division. It's never made sense to me.
I didn't know that. Does it really?
Yes. Yeah. So it was actually someone actually explained it to me one time, and I don't think I agree with it, but it made some. So it was actually created for the women to have a space in the sport, because autistic chess grandmasters are not people that, are very accepting of people not like them. And so it was a way to give them like a space in the sport. Not that they were like necessarily finishing different, but it was, but there is a men's and a women's chess. And so really this got me thinking about like, categories are kind of weird in our sport, because like,
I don't disagree.
Why do we have military? Why do we have police? And then like Steel Challenge runs into this problem. You can have like six, or you can qualify for like 2 or 3 different categories and win those awards. So junior, lady, like, if they're in ROTC or whatever and they're 17, it's like, okay, they're junior lady military, and you're like, okay, why are you taking home
they couldn't
3
be
of these
junior
awards?
lady military, because that.
Why? You can join the military at 17.
Are you actually in though? Oh yeah, you can go to boot camp when you're 17, and then the following year. Yeah, okay.
Right. So it's really our category system is, or there's the other side to it. Maybe we should have more categories. I want to know who the highest senior lady police/military is at a match. I want to know that exact. I know I'm being a dick, but I feel like this is a non-issue, and it's one that we're going on about when, there's other bigger issues in our sport.
I don't like. We've spent like 5,000% more time than was spent on it in the board meeting last night. Like,
well, that's good.
It was just, it came up, it was addressed. There were a couple of questions, of course. Some people have to give their fucking anecdotes. They can't just shut the fuck up and let the managing director just say, we're going to be working on this and it's a thing, and then someone has to go, well, there was blah 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 blah. Just shut the fuck up and get this meeting over with. God damn it.
I just look forward to the first match director who's like, well, show me.
That's the thing. Like, there's got to be a process, because right now we're not checking for juniors, you know.
Well, if we're going to start drug testing, then we got to have some other conversations.
Yeah, no. But it's just having a policy in there for when it comes up. That's what it's for. Like, it's not. I think it's a thing that needs to be addressed, but I don't think it's a big deal either. At the moment, like, there isn't. I'm not saying it's not a big deal. Like, God damn it, someone's going to turn this all around. I'm not saying it's not important. I'm just saying it's not a pressing issue immediately.
Right. It wasn't the women's national championship was taken by a man.
Yeah.
It's a this could be an issue at some point.
Yeah. But like, I'm not saying he would. I'm just saying if Max shows up and says, "Oh, I'm lady. Sorry, Lena, you're not winning PCC this time." You know.
Right.
Like that's what this is designed to is what the policy would do. Anyway, Jeff shot 2 matches and I shot 1.
Yeah. It was a long weekend.
It was a big weekend. Would you like to know how my classifier went?
Oh, yeah. How did your classifier go there, bud?
Well, right before we started recording, my box. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta save. Jesus. So I was gonna be able to play this much nicer through the box, through the Bluetooth, but I can't because dumb. So I'm gonna just play the audio from my phone into my microphone. Here's the audio of my classifier stage 1904 from Sunday in Spearfish. Hopefully the sound. Oh no! There's a Bluetooth is on. God damn it! Here, let's try again. Okay. It went that good.
I hope it doesn't count.
I plugged an Alpha Mic No Shoot over on the left. So C-class classifier for this kid.
Well, at least it doesn't count against you.
Yeah. One thing I would like to point out, by the way, Bruce and his crew out there, they put on a very good local match. They put 6 stages in 2 very large bays.
Really?
Yeah. Last time I was there, it was only 4. And this time they did 6. So they've sort of figured out how to make it work. They're not real long stages front to back, but they get them as wide as they can, and they kind of take targets down. They also alternate the targets. Like, it'll be like USPSA, IPSC, USPSA, so that you don't get confused and a few targets are taken down. I would like to point out that the guy who actually won the overall, it's only the second year he's been shooting, and he actually said, no, you didn't get they forgot to put the foot fault in the score after he said approve. And he's like, well, fix it. He's like, well, you already hit approve, so whatever. And he's like, oh, you can't put it back in there? I said, we can, but you have to agree to it. And he said, yeah. And so he got his foot fault. And he still won the match. And and I said, it's kind of douchey to not do that. Like, when you know, like, it was a known foot fault, they just forgot to put it in, and then he hit approve. So, like, to not do that would have been, like, super douche. Meanwhile, the guy who was shooting right before me decides he wants to argue a double on an angled shot on this classifier. So I end up standing there for fucking 15 minutes waiting to shoot while they're debating about this double. And I so badly want to just go over and go, it's an angled shot. That's not a double. You're shooting PCC. That target is 15 yards away. It's an Alpha Mic. But I'm trying to stay cool. And he's running around talking about, well, you got to get the overlay. Shut the fuck up. Why are we doing? Oh, my God. Just take your mic like a man. Drives me insane. I look at it. Now, I'm not saying it's bad to not get an overlay, but if I know I shot a target at an angle from 15 yards away as fast as he was running the PCC, no, that's not a double. Take your mic like a man. don't be a bitch. Take your mic like a man. Like I did. I didn't even shoot another shot. I just took my alpha mic. No shoot. So
those minor details.
Yeah. Otherwise, then there was another stage. Oh my God, dude. I shot this stage perfect. Like perfect. There was a swinger, pretty quick swinger. The whole array, I just shot it from like 1 for 1 on all the steel. I got 2 on the swinger as it was moving, as it activated, Alpha Charlie. I have like 3 Charlies on the whole stage, and I get done, and I'm like, wow, my cock is huge. I just destroyed that. That is awesome. And I walk back, and I'm talking to Bruce. I'm like, did you see my giant cock destroy the stage? He's like, yeah, but you forgot that one target over there. I'm like, no!
I can even hear it in Brucey's voice.
And he had this look on his face. I'm like, why are you looking at me like that is what I'm thinking. Like, why are you looking at me like something's wrong? Like, everything's fine. I just destroyed the stage. And I was even before I shot, I'm like, here's how I'm going to shoot it. He's like, oh, I didn't see that. That's a good idea. And instead of just finishing with the last 2 there and like slowing down in the middle to shoot them, just hit the one going by, come over to the far right, 1, 2, and finish on the third one. Well, that third one's the one I didn't shoot at because I was so proud of myself for how well I shot the stage that I decided I was done. Like, I had done enough here. And so instead of...
I declare victory.
Yes. So instead of beating Bruce, that cost me to lose to him by like 10%. So, yeah. It was, I had a day. It was, I mean, the stages were fun, good stages, really beautiful place to shoot. Like, that's the club they're going to be moving out of. But if you're ever in the Black Hills, Spearfish Canyon or Spearfish Gun Club, the Prairie Thunder Club, they shoot in the canyon, and it's gorgeous. So that was my match. You shot 2 matches.
Yeah. So I was technically match director for both of them, but Lane ran the rifle match drink. So I shot Pro-Am with my bum leg, and thanks to Steven and Nick and the gang Steven put them all together. Yeah. I don't think Nick was there. He's a bitch. So Steven put the whole every stage together for me, and he may or may not have used some classifiers as a go by.
You're talking about the Pro-Am?
Yep. So we only had 17 shooters, which probably means that Pro-Am is dead at my club, which is sad because we are one of the few clubs that have enough steel to run it. But we just do not get the participation. And annoyingly, the participation we do get, we tend to get newbies, and Pro-Am is not a newbie-friendly sport.
No, even though it says AM, it's not really AM.
No, it is. AM is like B class to have fun.
Yeah.
It will stomp your dick in. Like, we had 2 cops on our squad, which they were nice people. There was huge drama around it. It's very interesting. But these 2 cops, I think most stages had like 4 or 5 plates down.
Oh.
And it was like, sorry guys, like, time's up. So that part sucks. For me, being hop along, I never thought I'd get to the end of the stages. I actually had Steven set the part times, and I was like, yeah, I'm never going to get to the end of the stage. So I had like no adrenaline going into any of these because I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting there. And for some reason, it made me shoot better because I wasn't rushing anything. Because
that's all you had.
Yeah, it was like, well, I'm getting everything from every spot I get to, and I think I beat Steven because he had a malfunction on the tiebreaker. So like, I ended up winning the match for the pro division because pro division is the only one that matters. But my hop along ass kind of fulfilled slow is smooth, smooth is fast, and I will be posting a video where I cuss out Andy.
Slow is still slow.
because I got to the last position on the big stage, and I went to slide lock. I went to reload it, and as the magazine came up, I heard beep, and when the magazine stopped, it was outside of the gun, so it was never going to make it there in time. And I was like, "Damn it, Andy!"
Why? Because
you were going to make fun of me.
Oh, because your shitty reload cost you a target or two?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Or no, I think I said "shut up, Andy," because it's on my hat cam.
Oh, nice.
But, I also got a gun pointed at me. That was a butt puckering moment.
Oh, what happened?
Well, so we had some retreat stages. I tend to try to prevent them, but Owen built me a stage, and I'm never gonna say no to a stage designer, but I need to tell him no more fucking retreat stages because the guy's not an inexperienced shooter, but he's not like a consistent shooter. He started retreating, and he kind of turned his body to like get the reload done, and his gun was pointed. So he was on. For those of you that know ENGC, he was on Bay 3, and let's just say the gun was pointed at the shed.
Oh.
Like,
that would be completely breaking the 180 anywhere
yes.
you are in that bay.
Yes. And me and Steven were standing kind of like near the berm that separates Bay 2 and 3, and so we believe we got a gun pointed at us, and you just hear at least the two of us go, "Stop!" as we both hop back, and we have it on video, watching both of us hop out of the way.
Yeah.
So that was a butt puckering moment. And then the next day we ran a rifle match, and I'm just going to throw it out there to start with. 3-gunners are bitches. Cause we had none of our 3-gunners from our club. They get 40 people a match, and not one of them, there was one 3-gunner at our match.
I saw there was at least one other that signed up, but withdrew or didn't show.
Yep. So I'm like, boys, we made a boomstick match.
Boomstick match, show.
Like, just because you don't want to get your dick stomped in by pistol shooters, whatever. But at the same time, rifles are really hard to run if you never run them, because I don't know if it's that I don't show them any respect or if I'm like not good at the fundamentals, but I shot so many deltas and a couple no shoots. Height over bore is a thing that you actually apparently have to pay attention to.
Yeah, you do.
Especially at pistol distances.
Yes.
So, that bit me in the ass a couple times. Lane built a stage drink that we shot the shit out of some walls. Like we smoked some walls. So I learned that I can't just point the stick at the brown and just start pulling trigger. You actually have to like put dot on middle of target and make sure it goes to the places. But I was kind of proud of myself, like humble brag, that I shot it in the same time as Lane. It's the mics and the no shoots on top of that made it not good.
Even with your bad leg?
Yeah, I was shocked.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was fun. We also our local Instagram influencer was there.
Oh yeah. How was your girlfriend?
She finished in the bottom 25%.
Did she use her can that she was talking about on her gram? And did it work? I mean, it
worked. She got lost on the stages. So, and she posted the video, and like I'm not going to shit on anybody for for some of the ROing, but like they were like, "Oh, go over here," like trying to kind of guide her through the stages.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. So yeah, it was overall a good day. I props to my buddy Nick for coming out on his 5th wedding anniversary. We got to the end of the match, and he goes, "Hey guys, like I'm sorry to do this, but like I gotta go. Like I set up a stage, so like." And we're like, yeah, you're good, dude. And he's like, yeah, it's my 5th wedding anniversary. We're like, oh shit, like, she seems awesome. He's like, oh no, she's pissed. But I said I had to volunteer to build a stage before I remembered what the date was.
Oops, I do that all the time though, where I just forget to like check the calendar before I agree to something. Like, oh yeah, be there. I'll do that. Oh shit, my kid is having surgery that day. Damn it, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. So overall,
how did your gimpy ass? You were 1 second behind Lane.
Mom ain't raising no bitch.
Yeah, but your leg must be better than it was last weekend.
It is definitely better. It caught up with me a little bit. Like I didn't like push off and run to any position. Well, I tried for one stage and my leg went get fucked.
Yeah, no, we're not going all out yet.
The two other pieces to it is one, like rifle shooting doesn't differentiate you that much because there's not a lot of differentiation, and also Lane picked several strange plans that didn't work in his favor. So I think that might be part of it. But overall, I mean, I'm just happy that the GIMP kept up with the speed, and I mean, I was 1% behind Steven and Nick and the gang, so not a bad place to be. So that was my experience with the rifle match. It would have been nice to destroy some 3-gunners with my gimpy ass. Like how much shit would I be talking right now if any of them would have shown up?
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
so I just saw this pop up. It was something that I forgot to mention about the board meeting from the other night. In our Reddit, Steven said that he was happy to see me ask the managing director about CONAT scheduling in the board meeting. It may have been the first time the managing director had heard those concerns, but it certainly wasn't the first time anyone else had heard it. Cough, cough, Jake, cough. Yeah. Why? I mean, I get why the last 2 years when it was by itself, because part of the game when it comes to scheduling the Nationals is how many people can we fit in the match and fill it. So put CO Nats anywhere you want, it's going to sell out. It's going to. That's just a fact. CO, if it's by itself, it will sell out. If you put all the other handgun divisions that don't have a dot all together, it's not going to sell out. And this is why CO and LO are not together. Like, very simple. That's why they're not together. Because if either of them is not there, the match is far less likely. It like open PCC or open limited PCC, like that match would sell out, most likely. But that's why the last couple of years, CO is like, it could be by itself because it's going to sell out. No matter, it could be in January in North Dakota and it's probably going to sell out. Actually, right. No, that would not sell out because January in North Dakota is fucking hell. But I mean, of course, Alan, he's still new to all of this, and I'm quite positive it's the first time he had ever heard of it. He even said, "Oh, no one's ever mentioned that to me before." I'm like, "Yeah, it gets." I didn't say this in the meeting, but I wanted to go. Yeah, it gets fucking cold here. It's hard to work up to a nationals when it's in June, so we would like more time to practice. You know, if we're going to nationals, so. That is all. And honestly, like IPSC Nationals next year is going to be in like August. Why switch back up? Switch them around. You know.
Yeah.
Like IPSC Nationals can be whenever it is. Half the time it's in the winter. You know.
Well, yeah. Cause wasn't this year? It was in like April or like.
Well, no. I think it was in November in one place, and then it was the following like March or April.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Like it was just like 5 months apart from itself. For the 2 years.
Because that was when there's all the controversy over the Rio Salado guys testing all the props.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that was the other thing at the meeting. It went 3 hours and 45 minutes or 40 minutes or something like that. We didn't stick to our 3-hour time limit, but maybe someday people will quit trying to have this one time at band camp.
Yep, yeah, that's why someone's got back. And moving on.
Yeah. I really want to hook up buttons. The only problem is if I start playing buttons of like a cat meowing, you know, meow, or baby crying, just hit baby crying in the background. Like, what? I'm 47. I don't have any babies in my house. I don't know what you're talking about. Everybody's going to know it's me, you know. Plus, it also gives you away by the your picture
It
turns
lights up.
green when you're the one making noise. There's that too. But maybe it could be like the alarm to like, hey, it's time to shut the fuck up now and move on.
Right.
I would like that to happen more. Okay. Oh, did you want to do your spicy talk about
Oh yeah.
the other stuff? Okay, like
So now that Ben's back, all the memes are like, oh, Ben did all this stuff and all these things, and I don't know. I'm a hater, I guess. Like the howler monkeys around me were not helpful for anything, and so that they've been doing their victory laps, and I'm not a fan of them. Anyways, but it did bring up a really interesting point that I don't think Ben's actually going to. I saw him say he's going to shoot some matches, but he has no reason to shoot our sport anymore.
no.
And it kind of came up with a conversation around Joel, because Joel doesn't shoot our matches in Omaha anymore. Like, I'll throw it out there. Like, if he's listening, hi Joel, we would love to see you at any of the matches that we had, because there's no benefit to him. If he wins, he's a grandmaster. He should have won. Like if the rifle match, he better win it. Like, he's out there training dudes how to shoot rifles. But if he shows up to the match and gets beat by some fat scrub with a bum leg, like, what? I mean, people are gonna be like, what the hell, dude? So it was an interesting thing. It made me start thinking about, like, because I'm thinking about fighting again, and I was like, and my buddy Nolan was like, oh, like, what's like the positive to that? And I'm like, there really isn't a positive to it. And he's like, no. And I'm like, I'm a 3-0 national champion. Like, I can retire undefeated. But like, if I get in the ring and lose in 2 punches, like, what do I lose respect with my students? Do I lose respect in the community? Like, there's nothing to gain. Is it like for Ben, he has 7 national titles?
Something like that. Yeah.
It's like,
and 1 world title.
And 1 world title. So if he comes back, like, and he gets, finishes with the rest of the boys at like 95% of Sailor, like, does that gain him business? Does that lose him business? Maybe it's a neutral,
here's the thing. I've heard him say that before, and I agree, like, there's nothing gained, but I don't think there's really anything lost either, because it's not like he's going to, like, finish 20th, If he shot CO Nats next year, I would bet my next paycheck he's in the top 3 or 5.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I think there would be some dudes who are like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We got away
100%.
with it for 2 years or 3 years or however long, because he had quit competing because he just thought the Nationals matches were dumb before he got suspended. But because I think 2019 is probably the last time he actually went to a Nationals, I believe.
That sounds close.
It sounds about right. Like the last time it was at Sups, I think.
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember, like, because he came and shot Cornhusker. Well, I just can't remember if it was Cornhusker or Great Plains at the time. But I remember him shooting.
It was great. It was Great Plains.
Yeah, and watching him shoot's like amazing. If you've never seen like the highest level of shooter shoot, it's crazy to watch. And scoring's really easy because it's like all alpha. Okay, cool.
Maybe
like,
a Charlie here and there.
Right. I think he shot the entire match with like.
Oh no, he had a no shoot because you and I both beat him on that one stage.
Yeah, I think
really
that was a different year though.
That short course. No, I think it was that year. I think it was that year, like 19.
But, yeah,
I know it was 19.
Yeah,
I remember the one time I beat Ben Stoeger on a stage. Of course I do.
Right.
Which is dumb. Of course, it was a short course. Like I never beat him on a field course. Are you kidding me? No.
Right. But yeah, no, it was one of those things that popped into my head was that people were like, "Oh, Ben's back," and I'm like, he's probably not going to be. Like, his schedule. I think he said he's on the road like 48 weeks a year or something like that.
Yeah.
He doesn't have time to train, and like he could have always gone to matches. Like, since we've all been shooting Hit Factor, he was always welcome at all of our matches. Like, he's not that far from Minnesota, and Joel's in Omaha. Like, he could have easily shot any match he wanted to shoot.
He spends a lot of time in Arizona, and there's a match every other day down there. So
right. So it's I think it'll be fun if he competes again. It'd be fun to see where he stands against people and like where where you stand against, a former world champion. But like, I mean, you can do the same thing against Seiler and Nils if you go to enough matches. So it was a thought pattern that, I mean, again, I make it no secret that I'm not the biggest fan of Ben, and the Howler Monkeys at my club were very annoying and not very helpful with a lot of stuff. But overall, it made me think about how for trainers, like there's the large push with X-Ray Alpha about getting people, to do more USPSA. Like, there's no reason for a trainer to put himself out there to be like, oh, look how bad I am. And
no,
so,
but define bad though. Like, because you can't teach because you haven't won a national title. That's fucking stupid. That's like a dumb sentiment.
Okay, I don't disagree with you, but
because I would like to point out Matt Pranka has never won a national title.
Correct, but Matt Pranka has killed people overseas for America, which makes him able to teach.
But there's people who have done that who suck at teaching and shouldn't be teaching.
But they're more likely to get teaching contracts than us as masterclass shooters. That's what I'm saying is you basically have to be a grandmaster or a national champion or world champion to get teaching contracts for the tactard world, because they don't recognize you unless you are the top. It's kind of like
I think if you want to teach to bearded men doing special operations, I think that's going to have to be something along those lines. But
I'm talking about the local Smokies. Like, I've literally talked to them like, hey guys, like, here, like, I do this, like, this is my thing, like, here's what I'm able to do, and they're like, nah, we're good. I'm like, okay.
No, they're very protective of their institutions. And so in order to break into that without having a law enforcement teaching certificate, you would have, in that case, I agree with you, because I've run into that here too. Like, there's only one cop in this state that's a better shooter than me.
Right. And it sucks, but you run into it in the martial arts world. Is like, everyone's like, oh, I want to train with a black belt. Where's the best black belt? And you're like, you're a white belt. Like, you're below a white belt.
You need to train with a really good orange belt.
Blue belt. Well, like literally a blue belt.
I don't know what the belts are. Is it orange?
It's white, blue, purple, brown, black. So a blue belt would be like a B class shooter.
Oh, I'm thinking of Taekwondo. They had orange.
Yep. Yeah. But it's the same thing. Like, a B class shooter, if for those of us who are in USPSA, we forget about this, but like, a B class shooter to the rest of the shooting population is a god.
Yeah.
To us, they're like, oh, you B class guys, you're great. We like you. Keep showing up to matches.
No, it's funny because like there's like two kinds of B class shooters. Because like the guy that won the match at Spearfish this past weekend, like, he's brand new. It's like his second year competing. He's a relatively young dude. I would guess he's in his 30s. He is fast as fuck, boy. I mean, like, just everything he does is fast. Like, he runs fast. Like, he looks like he probably runs a 40 in well under 5 seconds. Like, dude's got wheels. He shoots fast. He was shooting LO, I don't know if it was a staccato or what it was, but he was, dude was fast. He didn't always hit everything, but he was so fast he would make up for it.
Right. And the hits it's easier to get the hits if you're already at the speed than it is to get the speed after you're getting the hits.
Yes. And when you're just already wired for speed, I think this sport is easier.
Yep.
And if you're not wired for speed, like, I'm not wired for speed in any way, shape, or form. I had to, like, rewire myself to go faster. And like, when I watch my match videos now, I'm not like, I'm slow because I'm 47 and husky. Is that a word you can say about a 47-year-old? I thought that was for younger kids.
Big, healthy, husky, fluffy, and Dan.
But I don't, like, I can tell, like, I'm going as fast as I possibly can at all times. Like, even 2 years ago, I would be like, man, am I that slow? It was like lack of effort. It was lack of 100% movement.
Right.
That's
the part I need to. I never feel like I give 100%, and I would like to see what that feels like.
So, If you go to patreon.com/notanothershootingshow, you pay $3.57 a month. By the way, they do charge sales tax on top of that. If they charge sales tax where you are, that'll be a thing.
Oh, interesting.
Patreon.com/notanothershootingshow. $3.57 a month. You get an entire second episode every single week. Unlike the Parrotcast, in which case you don't even get they didn't even do a show this week. Like, they keep bragging about their 400 and however many episodes. We're not even in a year in, and we're recording number 72 right now.
Hey, down with the squawkers at that Parrotcast. We better. We just better.
Not gonna get the Mary Kay pink Cadillac. Oh wait, that was a chicken, not a parrot. Okay. I didn't even mean for that to be a chicken. That ended up being more insulting than I intended. Anyway, love you, Robert. Speaking of Robert, he had a question in our super thread on Reddit, reddit.com/r/NASS. He said, we don't stop shooting in the winter. By the way, Robert and the Paracast boys, they're out in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I think they said, I heard them say in an episode not long ago, they have like the third or fourth biggest like regular, well, like club activity in the country, I think they said. I might be overstating that, but they're way up there. I mean, they've got a huge club. They have like their club matches are 2-day events. And they have like over 100 each day. I mean, it's insane. Like, it's they do a section match every club match they do. He said, we don't stop shooting in the winter. Even with snow on the ground, we're still running matches. Why do you stop, and what do you even do? Why do we stop, Jeff?
Well, there's this white stuff that kind of ruins our day.
They still shoot when there's white stuff.
Well, so we used to. So ENGC was big enough that there would be 12 to 15 idiots that would brave snowstorms and ice and all of the white powder to get out there and shoot a very subpar match in shitty weather. And then they would sit there and brag about it for like a week. Be like, oh, you bitches. But it's not fun. And you need to take a break from activities to like keep the passion in them, or else you burn out. So I think it's good to take a break. But yes, we stopped because the matches just fell off. Like, there was no match director would step up to do them. No stage builders would do them. You couldn't drive stakes into the ground.
Yes.
No one would show up to help build anything.
We have permafrost, or not permafrost, but like frost. It's not permanent, but like the ground literally freezes where I live down to quite a ways. I don't know how deep the frost gets, but like it gets down there a ways.
It only needs to go a foot.
And I'm pretty sure it's more than that most years. I don't know. I'm not a farmer. I don't pay that much attention to how far down the ground is frozen, but it's frozen. Like, it's frozen. The average January temperature in Salt Lake City, Utah is 40. That's the average. Of course, there's days where it's going to be like way below zero. There's days, in January sometimes out there where it's going to be well above that 40. But 40 is the average high in January. Yep. Okay. Now, that was Salt Lake City. Now I'm going to type in average January temperature for Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The average January high temperature is 13 degrees colder at 26. Why do we not do it? Because we're not fucking stupid. It's cold. We're not going out in that unless we have to. Yep. What do? We do things where it's warm indoors, and we reload ammo and watch Netflix.
Or we do curling.
Or hunting. Well, like, I'm done hunting by then, but yeah, it's
we find
it's really that cold. No one's gonna show up. Even if Salt Lake City was in South Dakota, I don't think you'd have as many people at the matches. I really don't.
If you're getting, because another guy makes this point, is like, if they're getting 200 people a weekend, which is fucking insane to me.
Yeah.
At least 200 guns, I should say. I'm sure there's several people that are like, I'll shoot PCC and then I'll shoot another division.
I don't think they allow that because of space constraints. Like you can
damn.
either shoot Friday or Saturday. That's it. They don't shoot Sunday.
Interesting. But like another guy pointed out is like, yeah, if a good match for you is 40 people and it hits 40 degrees, that cuts in half. Now cut the temperature in half again.
Yeah.
You're really down to like five or 10 dudes, and that's not even enough to like put on a stage.
Yeah.
Like I've shot an indoor match with 8 people before, and it was annoying.
Yeah.
So it's as simple as the weather doesn't allow it and the people don't want to be part of it. And I've shot matches in blizzards before, and I wanted to go home, and it made me want to quit the sport. So
here's the thing: I would be willing to shoot a match, but I don't want to build one. I don't want to tear one down.
Yep.
I don't want to be. I don't want any part of any of the rest of that. I'll do the shooting activity, but I don't want to build it.
We continue to do steel challenge matches because they don't have to. They just put tires or weights on the stands, and they just put the
because you
stands
can't
on the
drive
ground.
nails.
Yep, and so it makes it easy to set up, and there's no like. So the other part of it is when it's 14 degrees, trying to put pasters on targets sucks. And I don't know if you've ever shot a target and watched every paster blow up on it.
Yeah,
but it's not fun.
You got to buy brown duct tape.
Right. It's funny the first time, and then you're like, oh,
This
how do we
sucks.
score this? Ugh. So that's what we do.
Time plus. If you fire 2 shots at every target, it counts. 2 alpha.
Two on brown puts it down.
Yeah.
So yeah, we reload ammo, dry fire, try to get into shape. But what we actually do, get fat, drink a lot, stay inside, watch movies.
Owen posted this. It's not really a question, or it's just sort of fun. Meme culture in the shooting world.
It's 50-50.
You have some good ones and some bad ones. You have like grandmasters like gun slaps. That guy.
Yeah, those ones are good.
Even though he's sort of a one-note joke, they still all make me laugh. Like,
Yep.
I mean, I thoroughly enjoy gun slaps. Hilarious, super funny. Even though I'm the butt of some of the jokes, I'm okay with laughing at myself. I've done it a long time.
Some of them can be quite cringy, and
yeah,
there's a definite like, look at me, look how tough I am meme culture within the gun community that makes. Or, well, I guess he's asking about the shooting world, which is different than the gun world.
Like people who actually shoot versus people who just like guns.
Right. So
that is two very different things.
Within the shooting culture, the memes, there's like 5 to 10 good meme guys out there, and there's a couple okay ones, but I don't know.
One of my favorites is from the Gun Counter. He just did he does a Martin Luther meme every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the best series of memes that has ever been. Like one of them it's like Martin Luther standing in front of the door nailing up the proclamation or whatever. And then but it's just like his advice, and then all the people watching Martin Luther are the customers, because this guy works in a gun store. He's anonymous, like he occasionally like posts pictures of himself but blanks out his face and everything. But one of them's always like, buy more magazines. That's usually in every single. He'll usually do like 10 of these Martin Luther memes. They're great. That's a good one. I like, honestly, I'm not even like saying it because I know him, but like Tanfo Timmy, he's pretty good.
He's solid for sure.
He's very solid. He's funny, and he's occasionally. Well, I was gonna say South Parkish, because he can sort of. He doesn't punch both ways as much as South Park does, but usually he's pretty right on the nose, and I usually laugh at his. That's about all I can think of off the top of my head.
Right. The shooting community is a very small community.
Yeah. Let's see here. How about what sort of stage variety you like for a club match? Round count, stage count, style, etc. Here's my only... Bruce, I have only one complaint about your match. They were all, like, 21 or 2 round stages. I did not reload my pistol once at the match. I don't think you have to, but I think having at least one reload forced in there somewhere is, a good idea.
Well, it would, using the hit factor style ruling of must have reload before final shot, be an okay rule there, or are you saying you want a 25 round
I think
stage?
having a stage that just actually requires it on its own is, having a one bigger stage is a good thing. I'm not bitching about it. The 6 stages they had were great, except for the classifier. That was bullshit, but that was mostly just because I sucked at it. But I do like having at least one, at least if it doesn't even have to be a reload, but if you get to that like 24, 25 number, where you got to think about it. Oh, am I really going to not reload on this stage, or am I going to go 1 for 1 on everything?
Yeah.
Or even 22, 23. Because there's a lot of people who are like, I ain't risking it. I ain't going to finish the stage with 1 round in my gun. Actually, if you do it a few times, you're not really afraid of it anymore.
Right. Well, and it does kind of force a style at matches where every stage is 20 plus rounds. Because Cornhusker last year ran into that, where every stage was thought of with that idea of, hey, I want to make, because CO is the most popular division.
Yeah.
And I want to make it so they start questioning whether they need to do a reload or not. And so it can get a little samey having so many of that. So
it's okay to have a 17-round stage, too. Like, to me, there's a big difference between 15 to 17 round and a 23 round.
Right.
They're usually pretty different. If the stage is done, don't add targets just to get it up to 23 or 22. That's dumb.
Right. And it's, or make it 3 per.
There was a 3 per stage. I take that back. There was a 3 per stage, but I still don't think it required a reload.
Yeah.
I like 3. I like a 3 per stage every now and then. I really do.
Every now and then. I always think back to, I was at the Alliance Club, and one of the guys there is like, I want more rounds. I'm going to double stack these targets, and I was like, why don't you just make it 3 per? And I just didn't think to count the number of targets, and there was like 12 or 14 targets out there already, and so it turned it into like a 36 or 38 round stage,
God.
and I was like, oh shit. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're reloading on this one. But so it's, I've come to the conclusion that the stage design at matches, I've been doing this long enough that I've never really been at a match that I was upset with the stages that wasn't a 3-gun match.
Right.
Like if I'm in a pistol match, like I shot the Iowa cleanup match, which turned into, it was 10 or 11 USPSA stages, but they were IDPA stages. So they were USPSA rules shot when we shot them, but they were built as IDPA stages. So they were like 16 round required.
Yeah, it's either 16 or 18 is the max.
Yeah. And it was a fun day. We got through all of them in like 3 hours or 2 or 3 hours. Like, it was a fun, there wasn't a ton of thought to it. Like, it wasn't a lot of stage playing. It was kind of like, oh, go here, shoot your way through. Like, be good. And I was like, oh, I really enjoyed that match. I enjoy most of the stuff that like Steven, Nick, Heidi, and the Ian PS group put together. Like, we put a lot of good stages together. We don't do a lot of short courses, but
more short courses. I like short courses. Like, more is not better. Like,
right.
It's just not like limit yourself to 10 rounds and then come up with a good stage.
The one problem at a bigger match that you run into is that you have to balance the time it takes on the stage.
Yes, but that's why you do, like, if you do a short course, then you do something that's a really fast speed shoot. Or even just a really fast short course, like I've done in the past with like our Bay 3 this past year at Great Plains. We had a speed shoot with, I think we had a swinging paper, or no, we had a bobber and a swinging plate. And then whatever, there's a couple movers on that speed shoot.
And then a little diamond one.
And then a little diamond 8-round stage that you had some very short movement.
Yeah,
And that was like a 5-second stage.
right. And so it's just about making sure, because one of the things ENPS is kind of legendary for is our round count for the when we do Cornhusker, the round count for the upper stages and the round count for the bottom stages are about the same, because we're trying to keep the flow of the stages for the match as a whole in mind. But yeah, so shooting at the Alliance Club, we tend to only have either one or two squads. So they put on these great matches where it's a little samey, but they work with what they got. They use their I think it's like a 500-yard bay, but
oh jeez,
they have a mile range there.
Oh wow,
yeah, and so they just put like a steel course out there, so it'll be like a Texas Star, a plate rack, and a couple poppers and some paper or whatever.
Do they just put them all in that one 500-yard range?
Yep, and it tends to just be in a line, and so it's kind of box to box to box.
Yeah,
but it's sometimes it's just fun to shoot steel. And then they'll put together two really good, between 12 and 16 to 18 round stages. They'll put two of them on one bay, and then they'll have one bay that's 32 to 38 rounds, and it works great together. Me and Brucey shot that one last June. But yeah, so I think I really think just it's fun to shoot. It's fun to be there with your buddies, and it's so for me, I can't think of a match as a whole that I didn't enjoy because of the stages. I can think of stages I didn't enjoy because I don't like fucking falling on the ground, and I can think of stage styles I didn't like, but it tended to be multi-gun, and it tended to be because it takes so goddamn long.
Yeah, I like variety. It's harder to do with club matches if you have individual designers, because they often accidentally create similar stages.
We had that happen.
And so Cornhusker, not this past year, but the year before, it was oh, there's 6 stages here that are pretty much the same thing,
Yep.
But they were all, there was nothing wrong with them. It was just collectively they were very samey. But just variety in whatever, you can do an 8-round stage, you can do a 10-round stage, and then put another 8-round stage right next to it that's super easy, does not require thought, and then shoot them back to back, score them both, done, next shooter.
Yep.
If you have a mover on a stage at a club match, it's a good idea to keep that stage on the smaller side.
Correct.
Don't have a 32-round field course with 2 swingers and a bobber.
Right. At the back of your 50-yard bay.
Right. Use a bobber on an 18-round stage or a 15-round stage in between a couple of 22-round stages.
That's only 10 yards deep. Yeah, and he asked the follow-up question of what sort of differentiation you like to see and shoot from, basically, do you want something different at a level 2 or level 3? And for me, I just want harder shots.
Yeah, the whole stage doesn't have to be hard shots, but there needs to be some hard shots in the match.
Yep.
And I prefer doing that. If you're able to do that, do it with distance, not just hard cover.
Right. Small poppers are your friend.
Small poppers at 18 yards, that gets fun. Yep. And beyond.
Right. And I much prefer that over memory style stages get really annoying.
Oh, that's the only type of stage I strongly dislike.
I don't, and okay.
And I do mean hardcore memory, where it's literally you got to spend a half hour just to even figure it out.
Old school area 3. Let's just go there. The 1 per 32 target extravaganza. I will throw this one on there as well. Your stage description should not be a paragraph. We have had a couple people make stages where it took 3 people reading the stage procedure to understand what we were supposed to do. It should be, I stand here, shoot all this stuff, this many rounds, done. But when it's all right, so must put mags over here, must have hands must be in this position. You must do this for this string, and then this for this string. But if you do this for this string, then you need to do this, and you're like, I've stopped having fun. This has become a standardized test question, and I graduated from school many years ago, and I never wanted to do these again.
One more thing to look out for when you're doing stages. This was something from the match in Spearfish. At a club match with lots of newer people, if you're going to have a stage with a little bit of a retreat, which they had one of these, it's a good idea to not make people put their hands up high on something, because then they are already moving before their hands get down to the gun.
Oh, yeah.
And on a retreat, you're begging for uprange draws. And it's very easy for that to happen. If you're going to force an uprange movement at the start of a stage, let them have their hands at their sides, maybe. That was just the thing I learned from being at that match was, this was an added layer of complication for the newer shooters.
Right.
And there were a lot of newer shooters. They have lots of them running through at that club. And they had for the size of the club, they had 40 people there, something like that.
And don't, like Andy's saying, I think we try to make the start positions way too complicated when wrist below belt, handgun loaded and holstered. Done.
The only time wrists above shoulders makes any sense at all is if you're shooting immediately.
A stand and shoot.
Just as long as there's targets available immediately. That's the only time wrists above shoulders makes any sense. Because if it's just wrists above shoulders and you're going to have to run 5 yards before you shoot, so what?
Right.
What are you testing there?
Right.
Your ability to do a surrender draw on the run? Okay.
Right. No, that's a very good point. And so yeah, don't get overly complicated. No mags on barrel, no unloaded gun on table, mags on other table. No, just I'm here to have fun. I'm not here to jam my mags into my fucking belt. I hate that shit.
I don't mind it as long as it's not stupid. When you're not allowed to reload from the belt at all, I find that annoying. But it is a strategic thing. And as long as they're close enough and it's not every magazine is 10 yards apart from the next one, that's dumb. I strongly dislike that. Yeah. But as long as it's not that dumb, I don't mind it as long as it's just once,
Yep.
But anyway, I think we've done enough damage with this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Patreon.com/notanothershootingshow, $3.57 a month, and you get an extra episode which will come out on. Excuse me, that was a beer burp right there. A Youngling Flight low carb beer. It's pretty much. I love Youngling, full flavored Youngling. This is pretty much Keystone Light. It's slightly better than Keystone Light. It's that light. But that's what you get when you have no carbs. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is Not Another Shooting Show.